na po dito. Naglabas ng report ng DOH, may kaso na dito sa Tarlac ng Mpox.
Kami din dito sa Iloilo, may mga cases na rin eh. So,
Okay.
meron na rin po na naririnig kami.
Wag lang
Kaya
mag, wag lang
during graduation, no handshakes kami muna. So, hindi kami nag-handshake muna sa graduation.
baka baka hindi pa nakikita yung mga lesions na po.
Oh, possible. Parang ano din, parang ano to yung
Incubate.
chicken pox.
Opo.
So, during incubation period, maybe infectious na rin sila.
Opo. Opo.
And the mga diseases like that, like Mpox, COVID-19, pneumonia, and even mga non-infectious diseases can be modeled actually by differential equations.
Mhm.
So during the pandemic, may mga work ako on that area. I think na-share ko na sa'yo, ano no, non Joshua, yung mga papers na ginawa ko on differential equations in modeling diseases. So so it's a good introduction as well. To begin with, so sabi ko may dalawang klaseng differential equation. The first one is usually undergraduate level to. Ito yung isahan, yung tinatawag na ordinary
Meron ba lang po kayang board?
different
Naka-share.
ano na. Ay,
Ang
sorry.
naka-board.
Nagsusulat ako sa iyo pero hindi ko pala na ano na share. Sorry. Ayan. Alright. So, ayun. Nasi-share ko na. Kita na ba dyan?
Tama. Okay po.
Ayan. Okay. Kanina pa ako nagsusulat. Yung pala may ano na pala. Hindi mo pa nakikita dyan. So, una, ordinary differential equations. Or in short, tinatawag lang namin itong ODE. The term ordinary kasi ang derivative mo isang variable. So you're taking the derivative in terms of a single variable. So like for example, of an ordinary differential equation is this equation. Sa example, may function ka na x of t. So meaning to say, ang function mo where sabihin natin say x is a function of time to some say real number. So yan, may time ka dito and then ang output is say a real number. Say an example is the derivative of x with respect to t is some equal to say our x times say 1 minus x over some n. N is some number lang. So number. So it's a constant. So number or constant.
And good.
So meaning, dalawa lang variables mo, x and t. Ang r dito is tawagin na lang natin rate. Actually, this is called a logistic equation. So it's an example of a differential equation. So ang derivative mo dito is isa lang. So you're taking the derivative of x with respect to t. Yan. It's an ordinary differential equations. And you can have systems of ordinary differential equations. So sulat ko dito, systems of ODEs. Meaning to say, pwede multiple siya ng mga differential equations na pinagsabay, pero ang derivative mo is the same variable. Say with respect to time, for example, as an application. Say this equation, tatlong equations na to, derivative of s with respect to t, derivative of I with respect to t, and say derivative of r with respect to t. Ano to mga s, I, and r? In real-world applications, sa disease modeling, for example, ang S mo, the number of susceptibles, meaning to say, ito yung mga susceptible to the diseases, say wala pang immunity. Ang I naman are the number of infections or infecteds. Pwede ito yung nahawaan na ng isang particular disease na pwede siyang humawa sa ibang tao. Ang R naman is the number of recovered individuals. Meaning nagkasakit na sila, na-infect sila, but na viruses, for example, wala naman dyan medicine. So natural immunity would come in. So they will recover from the disease. And these three equations are as follows. So usually ito yung nagiging equation ng 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 ano ng tawag nito ng tinatawag nating SIR model. For derivative of S with respect to S, usually you're counting the rate in terms of the rate of growth of the number of susceptibles. Di ba, for example, try to imagine nasa isa kang, say, sabihin nating town, at yung town na to, it's a combination of susceptibles, say S, infecteds, and recovered. Say for example, assuming bagong disease, so syempre wala pa namang recovered, zero yan. Tapos, number of susceptibles, marami yan sila na pwede magkakasakit. Say, tatlo dyan sa kanila, in one town, may isang sakit, unknown type of disease. So, sabihin natin parang bagong virus siya, say bagong coronavirus. So, what can you say about the growth of the diseases? So, in terms of the number of susceptibles, sa mga magkakasakit pa lang, syempre, merong association o merong tawag nito infectiousness na mangyayari. So if your number of susceptibles and your number of infecteds will ano to will tawag nito interact with one another, di ba hahawaan niya. So let's consider this as S times I. So nagmo-multiply ka lang ng isang infectiousness, pwede niyang hawaan yung say ilang number of susceptible. So kaya meron kayong S times I in this case. Pero since merong ang mga sakit naman may rate of infectiousness, so meaning let's consider yung rate of infectiousness na to as beta. So meaning parang multiplier lang siya, gaano kabilis yung isang sakit na makakahawa to some susceptible. Over, kasi pwede siyang probabilistic. Pwedeng tatlo lang yung tatlong nagkasakit all over the number of population. So, what's the probability that uninfected na pwede yang hawaan yung mga susceptible over the total population? So, meron kang divided by n. So, parang you're looking at this statement is just the probability of an infectious will infect the susceptible. Parang over kung ilan sila lahat-lahat. So that's the idea. And this is in terms of the number of susceptible, meaning ilan yung ang rate of growth ng isang population when they are being infected. But remember, sabi natin kanina, na ang infectiousness, kasi yung susceptibles mo, hindi naman yan dadami unless kung may migration outside from another town, may papasok to that same town na kung saan may disease. Di ba nangyayari, kina-quarantine?
Tama.
So, ang rate of growth, that's right. So, therefore, kung rate of growth ito ng number of susceptibles, that's the meaning of derivative naman rate of growth yan kung time yung derivative mo. So, therefore, magiging negative to. Okay? So, magiging negative yan. So, medyo nakuha mo ang idea yung paano siya na-formulate?
Nabang.
Okay. So, another one. Pero that's only for the rate of growth of susceptible. So ano mangyayari sa infectious? So ano mangyayari kung merong isang virus na nag-grow siya sa isang community? Di ba dumadami din yung mga infectious na mga individuals? So meaning, kung nag-minus ka dito,
plus po siya.
Yan sa kabila. So meaning, this is beta times S times I over N. Okay?
So lahat po ng infected initially yung susceptible pa lang.
Di ba in reality, kung sila in-infect, so magiging infectious sila. So maglalaki yung growth ng number of infectious people.
Tsaka the same po sila na lahat po ng infected were originally susceptible.
That's correct. But the question is, are they forever sabihin natin magkakasakit?
Hindi, baka
this is a virus. So, okay. Tanungin mo kay dad mo dyan, magkakasakit ba sila forever or there be some instance na they will recover?
Meron naman po. May recovery.
Again.
Meron naman pong recovery.
Yes, may recovery. So far, sorry, hindi naman ako microbiologist or hindi naman ako molecular biologist. So far, pagkakaalam natin, once your immune system identifies a virus within the body, so ang gagawin ng ng katawan mo, hoping na regular lang lang to, wala tong tinatawag na cytokines, yung may attack ng overattack, pati yung immune system mo inaatake na yung sarili mong cell. Assuming lang tong normal na body na na recognizing the virus within your body. So once it recognizes, so therefore you are in the road to recovery. So ang assumption dito is that there are number of infected individuals will be recovering. So gagawin natin dyan is we will use the notation minus gamma times I. So ano itong minus gamma times I? Meaning to say this is the rate of number of infectious individual na will be in the road to recovery. So ano to yung gamma na to? This is actually the rate of recovery na ang gamma na dyan. So ganun din, ginawa natin is that if you take kung nag-minus ka dyan sa taas, mag-a-add ka dito sa baba. Kasi you are now counting the number of those who recovered.
Parang ano po sila na yung dependent. Lahat ng infected were once susceptible and lahat ng recovered were once infected.
That's right.
Pero
Kasi
ano po,
assumption na.
pwede ba pong, kumbaga, pwede ba silang, are there cases, pwede ba parang second, a fourth case na yung recovered might become susceptible again?
That's correct. Another one naman yan. Ang assumption dito, sa model na to, ang assumption mo, may forever na immunity. After being recovered, pwede yung individual na mag-immune na siya forever. Pero ito yung assumption sa ganitong model. Pero ang sabi mo, what if yung after recovery, may period lang siya na immune siya, pero magwi-wane ang immunity na yan. So, pwede siya magiging infectious ulit. There are viruses like that. Kaya like for example, may mga viruses like ano ba, virus or bacteria. Kasi yung parents ko recently nagpa-inject ulit ng for pneumonia and pneumonia bacteria. And tama ba sir, ang ang pneumonia normally bacteria to, pero kung influenza naman virus, tama, di ba? Coronavirus pa rin.
Kung yung pneumonia, meron pong viral, meron fungal, at
So may viral pneumonia, and
meron
then
din
may
bacterial.
bacterial.
Pero yung bakuna po natin na pneumococcal tinatawag, it's a bacteria.
As for bacteria, yun yung pang 3 years, no? Usually 3 to 5 years.
Apo, tapos pagka wala naman symptoms, wala naman, pwedeng i-prolong unless na meron daddy niyo po may diabetes na po. Mas mahina yung immune system. Pero kung maganda yung immune system, kahit na siguro every 10 years kami, siguro nagpaano kami last 5 years ago po si Joshua rin kaya pinadala ko sa inyo yung po yung sa Watsons. Kami nag-booster naman kami Hepa B. Pero siguro lifetime na yun unless na magkaroon ng problema sa immune system.
So in this case, Joshua, for example lang nag-wane out ang immunity ng particular ng after being recovered. So pwede natin dagdagan ang equation na to. Sabihin natin, some of them nag-wane ang immunity. By some, magre-remove tayo of some individuals who recovered pero pwede maging susceptible. So mangyayari, magma-minus tayo dito ng sigma R, tapos magdadagdag tayo dito ng sigma R. So ang assumption again, ang assumption dito, ang virus after infected, hindi siya forever na may immunity. Pero kung i-remove natin to, yung expression na yan, so ang assumption naman dyan, may immunity forever.
Pero hindi ba po magdadagdagan sa infected yung sigma R?
And again.
Sa mga infected, di ba ba mag-change? Ay, hindi na kasi
Hindi naman. Oh. So,
nagre-reply ng
gagawin lang natin, parang ito yung assumption na. So, these are the number of susceptibles. Tapos, they become infected. Then, they recover over a period of time. So, ang assumption, sabi mo kanina, kung wala tayong magbabawas sa number of recovered na may forever siyang may immunity mga individual, so wala tayong gagawin. Ito na yung parang illustration natin. But, kung may temporary immunity lang, pwedeng ma-reinfect ang mga individual and becomes susceptible again. So therefore, maglalagay tayo ng parang arrow pabalik sa number of susceptible. So the same thing sa equation natin, pwede nating i-adjust. Ika-count mo ilan doon ang mga recovered, pwedeng magiging susceptible ulit. Okay?
Yun sa ano po pwede
Tama.
pong mag-butt in. Kunyari po
Yes.
sa di ba po meron COVID? Sa mga viral, dahil ano po sila, yun mabilis mag-mutate. So, nagkakaroon ng yun, subvariants.
Yes, tama po.
Kaya, pero actually, yun I was wondering bakit during the pandemic, they were saying, oh, how can you say na bumaba yung immunity? Talagang yun, pagka tinest yung blood po, kunyari, hindi ka, nagpabakuna kayo. Tapos after 5 years, hindi naman kayo nakaka-encounter nung kunyari, pneumococcal po, no, na bacteria. Siyempre, bababayin po yung immunity noon. Yung sa blood, yung immunoglobulins, yung immune cells, no? Kahit na a year or months after, bababa na eh. Kaya kayo nagbabakuna is meron kayong memory cells, di ba po?
Yes, apo.
Hindi naman talaga mag-stay yung taas yung immune cells against that particular microorganism na mataas lagi. Kasi it will be very taxing for the body. Para kayong naka-hyper lagi yung body niyo na war mode lagi siya. Hindi siya. Mawawala talaga siya. Tapos kung ma-expose kayo, mariri-expose kayo sa similar or same na microorganism, magagawa doon pala magagawa ulit ng kaya I was wondering ano kaya yung base nila do sa or are they forgetting yung basics ng immunity. I don't know. Hindi ko talaga maintindihan po na kung bakit nila sinasabi na bababa yung immunity or kung mariri-infect naman yan, it's supposed to be a different variant.
Okay. So kung hindi niyo po naintindihan, mas lalo na ako. Hindi pa ako
I think there's something wrong. It doesn't follow yun sa yung theory. So kaya
okay.
sabi ko nga kay Joshua, it doesn't matter kunyari ako no offense sa mga kaklase ko. Hindi not because kahit nakaklase kunyari gagamutin nila ako ng free, hindi ako magpapatingin kahit na saan. Kasi kahit na nag-graduate, di ba po, kunyari, kahit na mathematics, kahit na baka may PhD, pero hindi lahat kasing kalibre niyo po, di ba po? Hindi, sa totoo lang. Kunyari, kahit na sa mga doktor, kahit na sa mga scientist, not because meron sila ng degree, baka yung iba, ewan ko, paano dapat hindi nakakalusot na po. Dapat siguro mas stringent yung natin for yung mga careers that matter. Baka yung sa mga ibang careers, pwede na po.
In our case po, sa mathematics na models like this, it does not capture everything. By the way po, nakatingin po ako dito kasi may monitor ko dito nakatingin kayo dito sa kabila, wala akong picture nyo eh. So dito ako nakatingin. Anyway, so in mathematics po, usually rule namin, as much as possible, we want to cater all variables to really model real world scenario. Sometimes ang problem po namin dyan is how will you do the computation if you will include everything? Kaya kami as modelers, mathematician, ginagawa namin, what's the simplest model can best explain sa ganito lang na mga scenario based on the assumptions so far na alam natin. So with some of the things na, for example, may mga molecular na mga phenomenon na nangyayari sa katawan based on science, based what has been studied, based on theories. Sometimes hindi na namin yan kinoconsider unless if we have a really good computational power to be able to capture everything or to capture many of the things. So much better yon. Pero in this case, for now, ang ginagawa, like for example, even during the pandemic period, nung yung mga modelers, kami nga we have been involved with our local authorities in terms of predicting lang for how long will the pandemic will going to happen or within the area na like Iloilo City. So ginagawa namin as much as possible our models are as simple as possible na which can only capture not necessarily at the molecular level but in terms of what we see behaviors in the real world na mas madali siyang ma-compute rather than yung mga hindi namin nakikita or na-observe. So in this case, when
yung mga more tangible.
Tsaka ito kasi kung parang paano niya po kakalculate na po every single subvariant na every possible single subvariant isipin niyo po lahat.
Tama. For example, di ba ang daming variants na lumabas in later na after the first original variant that came in the Philippines hanggang nakita natin merong mga much infectious pero mas mababa na yung rate of death. So umiiba na siya. So ginagawa ng mga modeler sometimes, pwede pa siya i-capture. So gagawa ako ng mga 5 SIR. Tapos plus mga combination, kaya pa ba siya i-calculate? So depende naman sa possibility ng pwedeng gagawin ng mga modelers. But sometimes, kahit yung mga estudyante ko in college, meron akong recent na mga students, pertussis yung kanilang minomodel with vaccination, with single vaccination muna na modeling. Ang ginawa nila, they tried to model it with different age level. Kasi based sa literature, ang mga vaccination per age level, mga booster shots, umiiba. So may mga different levels of nalimutan ko yung term na ginagamit sa vaccination na yon. So tinanong ko sila, kaya nyo bang gawan? Kasi yung ginagawa namin mathematics muna, totoo ba yung model na yan? Up to what level? At what numbers na it can accommodate? So yun ang pinuprove pa namin una. Then right after, we do some numerical simulations. Sa mga estudyante ko at that time, ang capability niya, sir, mukhang mahirap na kung gawin natin by age level. So sabi namin, sige, let's simplify the model. What if you have a simple set of models na 6 na equation? Di ba dito nakikita in your screen 3? So what if 6 lang siya na equation, pero it will model double vaccination, double dose vaccination. Can you do some analysis of the model and then do some numerical simulation right after? So it depends on the capability din ng modelers to really capture real world scenario as much as possible. But otherwise, the simple, the better lang muna. Anyway, later as you progresses, as you increase your skill naman sa calculations, malay mo si Joshua, mga 24 equations na isosolve yan, malalaki ng mga equations in the future.
Baka tsaka po ng AI, tsaka yung computational power.
AI. Kami gumagamit na rin ng mga algorithms. Either machine learning algorithms or regular algorithms to compute for parameters and solve the equations. Mahirap na kasi may mano-mano na ng mga calculations eh. So yun ang pag-uusapan natin actually. Tingnan natin kung paano magka-calculate. So tuturuan kita paano siya gagawin. So for now, ito yung mga start natin makikita. So this is an example na sinasabi ko, ordinary differential equation. So ordinary pa to. But there's another one, pero hindi ko na siya isusulat thoroughly ang mga equations na to. Ang second one, so medyo isulat ko dito. Okay. Second one is ang partial differential equations. Okay.
Oh no. Yung yung delta, small delta.
Ayun. Ito na yung mga equations na hindi lang isang variable ang you are computing. There will be multiple variables that you are trying to compute. Say for example, let me see, hindi ko memorize masyado, hindi ko expertise kasi yung partial differential equations. Pero let me consider, say for example, ang famous na, say, heat equation. So sa heat equation tayo, let's consider, so actually may mga may mga notation na pwedeng gagawin. Sige, sa heat equation, say for example, let U be a function from R3 cross R to R. So ang ibig lang sabihin dito, you have two sets of variable. One is space, let's call this X, vector X. And the other one is time. Actually, usually greater than 0. And then ang output mo is some value U of xt. Ayan. So an example of this is the heat equation. So meaning to say, you take the partial derivative of U with respect to t. Meaning to say, you want to know the rate of change in terms of the said function U. The function U would describe about the propagation of heat across time. And how will it propagate in terms of space? So kaya merong symbol dito, delta U. So where ang delta mo is actually partial derivative with respect to, say, x sub 1, partial derivative with respect to x sub 2, and partial derivative with respect to x sub 3. Ayan. So, yung delta mo dyan. So, it's a vector of derivatives. Anong kinukuha yung derivative? Kasi kung isusulat natin ito, this is partial derivative of u with respect to t, which is equal to partial derivative of u with respect to x sub 1 plus partial derivative of u with respect to x sub 2 plus partial derivative of u with respect to x sub 3. So, ibig sabihin lang dito on the right-hand side, how would heat propagate on space? It's equal to how the rate of change with respect to time. So, yun ang tinatawag na heat equation. Susunod ko dito, heat equation. And there's a method of solving this. Although ako personally, hindi ako ganon ka really good in solving partial differential equations. I'm more intensive in solving ordinary differential equations. Medyo mahihirap ang partial eh. But if you use the basic of ordinary differential equation, usually it's the same technique ang ina-apply, but medyo ibang way to manipulate the variables involved. So yun ang difference lang ng dalawang differential equations. Ordinary, isang variable, partial derivatives or partial differential equation kung more than one variables that you are computing. So for now, Joshua, ang gagawin natin, let's solve muna ordinary differential equations. So ang gagawin natin muna sa ODE. So ang ODE natin is of this form. Ito yung parang general form na isosolve natin. And ito lang yung parang picture of the ODE that we will be solving. This is the nth derivative of your, gawin natin may dalawang variable, x and y. Your x here is your independent variable. And your y here is your dependent variable with respect to x. Meaning to say it's a function of x yung y. So take note of the two variables involved. So, ang differential equation natin would look like this. Sulat ko lang muna yung parang model ng differential equation natin. Tapos, yung initial condition mo, x sub 0, y sub 0, y sub 1, x sub 0, y is equal to y sub 1, up to the n-1 derivative of x sub 0 equals y sub 1 minus 1. So, ang ibig lang sabihin nito, na the ODE we will be working on will be of this form. Okay? In general. Usually hanggang second derivative lang yung ginagawa natin kasi mga real world problems maximum to the second derivative. Normally, rarely nakakita ka mga real world problems to the third derivative. Let me ask you bakit. Based sa alam natin sa calculus, bakit it's always hanggang second derivative lang na experience yung mga real world applications? What do you think would be your best guess?
Acceleration, 3 dimensions.
That's correct. Actually, normally, if you're talking about time, derivative with respect to time, hanggang second derivative lang naman talaga
Isang beses ko
yung
lang po
natin.
na-experience yung jerk yung third derivative. There's only one, I've only
Third derivative ang jerk. Pero rarely ko siya na-notice din in terms of the application. So kaya for example, look for Navier-Stokes equation. Yung hindi pa nasa-solve na partial differential. Mapapansin mo dyan up to second derivative lang yan. Hindi na siya magte-third or fourth derivative. Pero wala siyang solution. Wala pa siyang known na closed solution. Yung differential, yung PDE na yan. So, kaya hanggang second derivative lang tayo. But in this case, ang pag-aaralan natin for now lang natin ito of this form. To study, muna natin, to study.
Saka may pangalan pala po yung fourth, fifth, sixth po na derivative. Snap, crackle, and pop.
Hinahanap ko na. So, anong third? Third is jerk. Anong fourth?
Snap.
Ano?
Snap po. Snap.
Snap. Okay. Anong fourth? Anong fifth?
Crackle.
Hindi ko na yan alam.
Seryoso po.
Hanggang jerk lang ko Ang jerk.
Seryoso po. Check na po. Snap, crackle, and pop yung fourth, fifth, sixth.
Nag-invento na lang yung mga para may pangalan na lang para sabihin natin may application.
Para lang kasabi, even though na hindi siya talagang ginagamit sa real world.
Yeah, well, commonly naman. So for now, ito yung pag-aaralan natin of how will we solve these types of equation. Derivative of y with respect to x. By the way, you can have different names of the variables. Sa ngayon, gagamitin lang natin xy. Pero sometimes mag-shift lang tayo. And this is equal to f of xy. Tapos, assuming this is an initial value problem, meaning to say, may initial condition tayo na x sub 0 and y sub 0. Normally, when you have ordinary differential equations, may mga theorems behind if you want to have a unique solution for your differential equations. Kasi in reality, a differential equation will have multiple or infinitely many solutions. Kaya naalala mo, if you take the integration ng isang function, tapos indefinite siya, ano yung dinadagdag natin? Diba, for example, may function ka, indefinite integral, so wala kang limit sa integral mo. Anong dinadagdag mo? Plus C. Nagpa-plus C ka. Kasi in reality, there will be infinitely many forms like that. And C, arbitrary.
0, 0 po yung derivative ng constant. Yeah, tama.
That's right. Kasi kung kukunin mo yung derivative nun, based on the fundamental theorem of calculus, di ba, magiging 0 lang naman ang constant.
Tama.
Correct? So in other words, kung ibabalik ko na naman siya ulit, kukunin ko integral niya, maglalagay talaga ako ng C. Kasi there will be infinitely many solution. So kaya nga, ang mga differential equations, when solving, kung wala kang initial condition, wala kang mga limit sa integral mo, you will have many solutions. Pero kung maglalagay ka ng initial condition, like in this case, sa screen mo, that's the initial condition. So, meron kang magiging unique mostly na solution. So, depende sa klaseng differential equations you will be working on. So, mga tawag dito sa mga problem na yan, tawag dito IVP, the initial value problem. So, mga differential equations na may initial conditions. So ito yon, this is your initial condition. Okay, say for example, let's solve a very common, very pinakamadali na differential equation. Let's consider solving this differential equation, derivative of y with respect to x, and this is equal to y. If you evaluate your y at 0, this is equal to 3. So ito lang munang differential equation na isosolve natin. So meaning, how will you compute derivative of y with respect to x equals y? Di ba, this is just a simple na magsosolve ka ng isang integration. So meaning, if I will rewrite it this way, meaning gagawin natin ang may abuse of notation lang ako dito, Joshua, ha? Sa ngayon, kasi i-explain ko later bakit siya ginagawa. For example, what you will do, you consider this, parang you imagine dy over dx as a fraction. So, parang fraction siya. Pwede mo siyang ma-separate si dy sa numerator with the denominator dx. Parang you can write it separately. Meaning, we can do this. dy is equal to y dx. Meaning, again, sabi natin, abuse of notation lang to, isa-separate natin yung dy at ang dx, like a fraction. Okay? Pero actually, in reality, bawal yan. Hindi siya basta-basta sineseparate ang dy over dx because it's one solution, one expression yan eh. But ito yung maganda because Leibniz, ganun siya kagaling na na-imagine niya na ang dy over dx is just, di ba, it's rise over run, delta y over delta x. So, change lang of it's just a slope of a line. So, instantaneously, if you make the derivative goes to 0, and then the denominator goes to 0, actually, hindi na siya fraction. But in reality, fraction siya pa rin. Parang it's a good manipulation in writing it. So, explain ko yan further.
Ano kasi yan, parang ano na yung, ano ba yung, parang kumbaga if you were shrunk down to yung atom, would you still be you? Anyway, so parang ganun. Yung, it's technically, yung original meaning ni Leibniz, para siyang, it was really a fraction po, pero as of now, parang hindi na siya pwedeng gamitin in that way.
That's true. Kaya mas maganda pa rin when you do calculus. Kaya na-retain to yung mga symbols ni Leibniz. Kasi madali siyang i-manipulate eh. Unlike kay Newton eh.
Kay Newton,
yung mga flux.
Yung mga
fluxion. Yung mga derivative, ang hirap yun i-manipulate eh. So kaya ito. So ito, assume lang natin fraction ng dy over dx. So therefore, you can do the integration, di ba? By the way, may mali ako dito. So, I will be rewriting this. So, isa-separate kong dy over dx as dx dyan. Tapos, ilalagay ko lahat ng mga y on the left-hand side. So, igugrupo lahat ng mga y's, lahat ng mga x on the right. Okay? Clear? Then, take the integral. Integrate mo on both sides. Can you, of course, anong integral ng 1 over y dy?
ln y.
Ayan, ln of y. Assume natin, we don't know the value of y. Let's consider the absolute value. Para safe. How about yung right-hand side?
1? Wait. Ano kasing wala? X yata po?
X.
Ayaw, kasi it's the integral of 1 dx.
That's right. So therefore, then, so far integral natin, wala tayong specific value, so magladagdag lang tayo ng some letter C. Okay? Some constant C. Yan yung magiging parang symbol natin. So next, can you somehow simplify this expression? Gusto mo lang y is equal to something. Ganon.
Siguro y is equal to e to the x times times c po. Yes.
That's right. So gawin natin, absolute value of y is equal to e raised to x plus C.
Or ano po na, yung classic, yung A times e to the x po na. Yung C pwedeng ibaba.
Kasi di ba ang ln at ang exponential are just inverses of each other? So,
Opo.
ayan. So, tapos, what you can do is, you can rewrite this kasi on the left-hand side, pwede mo siyang biyakin. This is e raised to x times e raised to c.
Kaya
This is
ano po,
constant.
classic. A to the ano po na? A to the 8x classic.
Ayan. Parang maling spelling ko ng constant. Parang cornstarch. Constant. Okay. Tapos gawin natin, your y is just absolute value. It can be positive or negative. So we can rewrite this as plus or minus e raised to c times e raised to x. So tapos ito, you can rewrite this kasi it can be any number. Pwede positive, pwede negative. So gawin na lang natin k yan.
Ayun,
So therefore, this y is equal to k times e raised to x. Okay?
ano ba, exponential growth.
Oo. But remember, you are only solving this. Ito lang yun. Yan. Ito lang yan. But may isa kang given. At x equals 0, y of 0 is equal to 3. So substitute natin. Substitute natin yan dito. So when y is equal to 0, your x is equal to 0 dyan. So y of 0 is equal to 3. So question, can you compute for x? For k, sorry.
X equals ln of, k ba?
K is equal to what?
Y over e to the x. Ay, y e to the negative x.
Negative ba siya or positive?
Positive ba?
Positive
Y,
3.
ayun,
Di ba e raised to 0, any number raised to 0,
ito
it's
0
1.
ka pa, so 1 na kagad. Okay.
Ayan. So therefore, yung k mo dyan, si k natin is equal to 3. Thus, your solution? Thus, yung solution mo dito, y of x is equal to 3
3.
times e raised to x. Ayan. Ito na yung solution natin. Take note, ang solution, iisa, unique. Kasi because of your initial condition, this is your initial condition. Because of that, nagbigay siya ng isang solusyon. Kung wala yan, ito yun. Kung wala kang initial condition, you will have infinitely many solutions. You can infinitely have many values of k. Okay? Ayun. So, how about, tignan natin, ano ba yung mga okay. Can you solve this? Ito naman. In your seat dyan, ngayon, can you consider the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to cosecant of y. And where ang initial condition mo is that when y is 0, this is equal to 1. Can you solve this differential equation in your seat now?
So the inverse, so the ano po na, so sin is yung x is equal to the integral of sin y. So
Right. So sulat natin na. So 1 over cosecant of
which is
y
sin
dy equal dx. So magiging sin.
sin. The integral of the sin y dy. So cos x equals cos y. Diba?
Okay. Plus is equal to
X plus c.
x plus c. Okay.
Yes, lahat po namin by c. Tapos
So what is y equal to?
Cos inverse.
Cos inverse.
Plus c mo.
Cos inverse of x plus c. So in this case, mali. Papalitan ko initial condition ka para at least may solution. Gawin natin itong pi. Yan.
Ayun, maparang sana.
Okay. So what is the value of c? Can you compute for the value of c?
The inverse of where pi is the cosine inverse of c. Ah,
Again, again,
ano ba may bibigay ng ano?
so y
Cosine,
of 0
cosine
is
C
equal
yung
to cosine inverse of 0 plus c. Pero ang y of 0 is pi.
nawa.
So therefore, this becomes
But so
pi.
the cosine is equal to the cosine of pi, which is ano ba?
What's
Cosine of
cosine pi?
-1.
That's -1. So sulat na natin.
Inisip ko pa yung graph na yung circle na sa kabila siya. So,
Ganon. Ito na siya. So -1. So this is equal to -1. So therefore, your C is equal to -1. So hence, ang solution will
uh,
be
uh,
y equal to
y is equal
cos.
to cosine inverse of x minus 1.
Okay, so that's it. Di ba? Yun lang. So far, sa ngayon. na,
Yun lang
na
po kasi ano,
equation.
wala pa po yung may derivative sa gitna.
Wala pa. Hindi pa natin napag-uusapan yan. So, how about these ones? I want you to at this time, by the way, alam mo, may ano ka ba? Ang gagawin natin, kasi mga differential equations na to, mahirap to siya isolve. Sometimes, what you can do, para to give you an idea how it look like, we can do some visualizations of these differential equations. I want you to consider the following dito ngayon. Isusulat ko to pakikopya lang. So let's consider the following differential equations. Number 1, dy over dx equals x times y. Say y of 1 equals 1. So that's the first pair. The second pair, gawin natin say dy over dx equals sine of x. Tapos y pi is equal to 1. Okay? So third, sabihin natin wala kang initial condition. You have dy with respect to x plus xy squared equals 0. So ito yung magiging next na form. Say yung pangatlo, pang-apat, say dy with respect to x minus xy raised to 1/2 equals 0. Ayan, ito yung apat. So question, some of these equations you can solve right away. Ang tawag dito, this is a separable equation. Like the first one, pwede mo siyang i-separate yung x and y on the left and on the right respectively. Pwede mo siyang i-separate. May mga equations like for example, ano ba yung mahirap siya? Puro separable pala to ng mga example. So pwede mo siya mako-compute.
Parang sigurado po may y and x on the same side.
That's correct. So ito yung gagawin natin. Meron ka bang GeoGebra in your computer right now?
Yung ano po?
Right.
Yung app?
App. Yeah, pwede app. Pwede siya yung nasa computer.
Browser lang po.
Download. Okay. So gagawin natin is we will be solving we will be visualizing actually these differential equations and you can do the solution of these differential equations. So, una, let's consider unang parang parts of the differential equation. Take note, di ba? So far, in-note ko lang dito. Note, yung differential equation natin, dy with respect to x is equal to f of xy. Ito yung slope part ng differential equation mo. Parang slope function or slope equation. So, gagamitin natin yung slope na yan. For example, in this case, xy. In this case, sin x. In this case, yung negative xy squared. Or in this case, positive xy raised to 1/2. Yung mga f of xy natin. So, ito yung gagamitin natin when we now use your GeoGebra. So, i-open ko muna dito yung GeoGebra ko in my computer. Dahil open ko muna siya. Hindi ko pa pala siya na-open. Let me open this first. Usually, naalala ko to, nung college kami, nung wala pang GeoGebra, manual namin to ginagawa. 'Di ba? Manual. Yung mga step-by-step. Yung mga steps. Yung mga there's a way to manually calculate this. So let me share my GeoGebra screen with you.
Kailangan ba may yung ruler tapos may po, ganun.
Nung unang panahon, basta i-visualize, tawag namin dito slope fields. So, ang equation i-visual kasi ang differential equation slopes lang naman 'yan. So, paano mo siya i-visualize ang mga slopes on the field? Parang try to imagine kung 'di ba napansin mo nagre-report ng mga typhoon for example on TV or maybe nakita mo na yung mga apps, kita mo yung mga heat map tapos saan direction ng mga bagyo.
Ano yung vector field po na? Vector field.
Yun din yung slope field. Actually, yun magiging itsura ng slope field natin. Pero at this time, yung slope field na puro lang lines. Wala siyang heat map. So first, kita mo dito sa GeoGebra mo, we will be using two commands.
Vector field yung GeoGebra? Insane.
Ano?
Meron po vector field din GeoGebra?
Yes, there is. Another term pala, vector field. So
GeoGebra.
So ito yung gagamitin natin na na command slope field. Yan. Ang slope field natin. Let's compute the first one. dy over dx equals xy. So yan muna. dy over dx is equal to xy. So nakopya mo number 1, right? So ang dy over dx natin, so ito yung parang itsura ng slope field mo. Ayun, kita mo ito may mga commands. So let's see the second command. So i-encode natin ng f of xy, which is just xy kanina. Tapos ilang number of points ang gusto mong ipapakita on that field. Say for example, xy. Ayan. Ilang number of points gusto mo? Say 50. Medyo maraming 50 dyan. So ito yung magiging itsura niya ng slope field mo. So, question, anong mga solutions ang nakikita mo on screen? Di ba? There will be infinitely many solutions. Kung ang differential equations mo is just dy over dx equals xy. Sorry, dito ako titingin para at least makita kita mo ako. So, nakikita mo dito on your screen, napakarami yan na solusyon. Gusto mo lang mag-plot ng isa. So, gusto mo siyang i-plot. What you will do, nakita yung una number 1 natin, may initial condition tayo. Y of 1 is equal to 1. Ito yun. Ano natin, let me share this again sa iyo para at least you could see this. Okay. Ito yung sinusolve natin ngayon So in-input lang natin si xy. What if meron tayong, alam natin yung initial condition. So magbibigay siya ng unique solution. Y of 1 is equal to 1. So, paano natin siya ipa-plot sa GeoGebra? So, let me go back to our GeoGebra. So, what you will do, so may second command tayong gagawin. Okay, next. Magsosolve tayo. Solve ODE. That's the command, ODE. So, ito yon. So, isosolve natin yung ODE at anong point ang gagamitin natin sa ODE, meaning saan ang solution magpapass through to a particular point. So in our first example kanina, ano yung point natin? Y of 1 equals 1.
1 ba?
1, 1. Tama. So therefore, let's use solve ODE. X times y is equal, and ang initial ang solution natin at 1, x equals 1, y is equal to 1. Therefore, enter. Ayun.
Why?
Kita mo?
Ay, saka it follows the vector field mo.
That's right. So yun. So meaning to say, kung papalitan natin yung 1, 1, say for example, nag-pass through siya hindi sa 1, 1, 1 and point, say 0.25. So yun. Yan ang magiging solution mo.
Okay.
So your vector field or your slope field will only give you parang a picture of your differential equations na napakaraming na mga solutions. But you can have infinitely many. Say for example, gawin natin dito, maglalagay, di ba sa tawag nito, makaka-create tayo ng, say, gamit ako ng tools, say, slider. Gamit ako ng slider dito. Say, A is 1, gawin natin siyang increment at 0.01. Ayan. Tapos papalitan ko ang ang ano na yan. Sorry. Papalitan ko 0.5 by A.
Okay.
So para at least magagamit nating slides. Kung isa-slide ko yan, di ba napapansin mo, there will be
It look like
infinitely
a
many
parabola.
solutions. Puro parabola ang magiging solution. In fact, kung isosolve mo to, actually, solution parabola.
Oh. They're like they're sort of para silang relatives ng parabola.
Oh, can you do the solution? Pwede mo siyang gawin. Can you solve this? Kasi you can separate naman ang x and y together.
Oo.
So, can you solve this?
So y dy tsaka x dx.
Yes.
Ayun, so y squared over 2 equals x squared over 2. Y
Ay,
equals...
hindi siya parabola pala.
Hindi po, parang catenary ba?
Parang nagmumukha siyang parabola.
Kasi paraboloid. Y squared over 2 times equals x square root of wait lang. Wait lang mo. Ba't ganun? So, na-move yung y dy x dx. Y squared over 2 equals x squared over 2. Pwede ba sabihin na? Plus, may plus. So, may plus c.
Mm-mm.
So, kaya pala yun na magsisira sa lahat. So, 2, so magiging x squared plus 2c. Y is equal
Mm-hmm.
to square root of quantity 2, x squared plus 2c.
So let's try. So sulat natin. So let's compute. Para this,
Root of
sorry,
2.
di ako ganun ka ano eh. Ma-imagine ko agad eh. Parang pen and paper
At saka
person
ano
ako.
pa, the derivative, hindi naman the derivative. Yung y
Sulat natin dito. So dy over dx equals xy. So pwede mo siyang isulat as 1 over y dy equals x dx. Tapos take the integral on both sides, tama? So
Mama.
magiging
1 over y pala. Okay,
oo.
may maiwan kasi basta may mata-transfer sa kabila. So, ln of y is equal to x squared over 2.
Ayan, tama. X squared over 2 plus some constant c. We don't know what that is.
So,
Tapos, kunin mo lang yung, again, ang gaya kanina, ang gagawin mo lang is that, so, compute for the plus or minus, tapos ang exponential una, plus or minus, so this becomes y is equal to some k e raised to
x squared over 2 ba na?
O yan, okay. So ito na yon, yung mga infinitely many solutions that you will going to have. So pwede natin i-plot actually ito, yung k na yan. So makukuha mo yung mga solution niya from this. And then if you consider y is equal to y of 1, if y of 1 is equal to 1, so therefore this becomes 1, which is equal to y of 1. This is equal to k e raised to 1 half. No?
Square root of e po na. So, k is equal to square root of e over e.
Again.
K is equal to square root of e over e mo.
K is equal to
Square root of e.
Tama. Okay. Square root of 1 over square root of e.
Mama, square root of e over e.
Okay, weird naman ng pagka 1 over square root of e nito. Or this becomes y is equal to e raised to x squared over 2 over square root of e, or parang pangit, no? Sulat na lang natin ano to, 1 half, so magiging x squared over 2 minus 1 half. Tama?
Yes, mama.
Yan na magiging itsura niya. Okay, so yun. So this is the solution we are looking for earlier. So hindi naman siya pala parabola talaga, but ang power niya is a parabola. Pero ang ganda. Maganda yung ano yan, itsura. Okay, can you also make use of GeoGebra in solving this? Isa na yan. Ito. Can you solve number 2? Can you show it in GeoGebra and can you share your screen?
Sige mo.
So gagamit ka ng slope field. Tapos, kung meron ka ng initial condition, gamit ka ng solve ODE in your GeoGebra. Ito mga commands sa GeoGebra.
Tingnan mo. Tapos ang y pi equals 1.
Yan, oo. So,
Then,
initial mo pi and 1.
tingnan mo.
Sige. Okay.
Function. So, ano ba yung function? Sign of... Uh, so, ano yung integral na ba? Cosine,
Oo.
cosine x.
Actually, sign ang ano natin. Hindi ka na nagsusolve, kokopyahin mo na lang siya talaga.
Yung mismong ano pa na, yung mismong function. Okay. Tapos,
Yes, ayun na siya.
number,
Cute ng itsura niya. So, gaano siya karami? Depende sa'yo kung ano karami. So, 50 of that or 100 of that. Pero baka ang 100, sobrang ano na, 5 lang.
mga siguro 50. Okay na yan.
50. 50 would be okay. Yan, 50.
So, medyo lagi. Anyway.
Okay. Tingnan natin kung anong solution niya. Sobrang ano siya, no? Maybe sobrang na-zoom out. I-zoom in mo nga. Yun, parang cute ng itsura
Mukha na siya
niya.
sign. Okay. Tapos, solve OD.
Ang solution.
Ito yung the derivative. Tapos, wait. Hindi ba ito yung sign mismo? So, sin x. Tapos, ano ba yung point? Pi 1? Pi 1. Pi 1. Pi 1. Ano ba yung pi? Ayun.
Yun.
It's negative cosine.
So, negative cosine yung solution. So, nagbigay na siya ng ng actual solution. So, ng actual function.
Hindi nga
Okay,
ako.
okay. How about ito? Yung yung pangalawa. I'll share ulit ang allow replace cards share. Okay. Ito.
Quite saddening.
Bago mo siya i-solve, can you tell me somehow a description of the solution of this type of
So,
equation?
bale paano po siya ma-separate? Okay, wait. So mapupunta dito man yung x squared of y. Tapos, mabababa siya. So, yung x dx is equal to dy over square root of y. Mm.
Square of y.
So,
Tama. If
y
you
to the,
solve,
na. The y to the negative 1/2 equal, dy is equal to x dx. Yun.
tama. So, ang labas niya, you will have an x squared over 2 on the right plus some c. And on the left, meron kang integral of y raised to negative 1/2. So, which is, ano yon? Y raised to 1/2 over 1/2. So, yun ang magiging itsura niya. But can you show it via GeoGebra?
Okay, sige ba?
Ayan.
Wait.
Susulat mo muna siya of the form dy over dx equals 2 f of xy.
F of x, y. So, dy over dx is equal to negative, ano ba? X times square root of y.
Yan, pwede. Square of y. Ilang points.
Okay, nag-iba na.
Tama ba yun?
So hindi siya nag-negative. Okay, anyway. So,
Bakit? Can you tell me bakit?
kasi, wait, kasi square root, principal root.
Because of the square root. Kasi y mo never maging negative.
Principal
So,
square root kasi. So,
upper half plane
kailan
lang
ba
siya.
mag-plus minus?
Ano, again?
Kailan ba mag-plus minus?
Hindi na. No need na for the plus minus. Kasi restricted ka sa value ng y mo na dapat it's always positive. or zero. Pwede siya maging zero. So what's the solution?
Uh,
Wala pala. Hindi tayo nagbigay ng solution, no? Can you give parang a general solution? Parang yung i-parameterize mo lang yung solution.
Meron ba?
Gamit ka dyan parang slider.
Okay. Pwede ba? Yun yata mo eh.
Pwede siya. Maglagay ka any
Oh, that's
point.
weird. That's weird.
Nagbigay siya, no?
Nagbigay po siya ng walang parameter. Anyway, so parang siyang parabola, tapos yun parang magba-bounce back. That's weird.
Tingnan nga.
Mukha po
Oh,
siyang ano na. Mukha po siyang ano. Wait, 100.
tama pa siya.
Negative 100. Ay, negative 5. Oh.
Kasi nagbigay. Pero feeling ko mali yung sa
Ni
solution.
yata.
Can you, sa solve ODE mo niyan, can you put say, a point, ang isa parameter, say at 0 and comma parameter. So palitan lang natin. Sa solve ODE.
Mga ano ba bang parameter? Ano yung point?
Ang point natin, say at 0 comma parameter.
A.
Sige, A. Tapos gawa ka lang dyan ng A.
Ay, yun lang.
Gawa ka muna ng A na parameter. Ayan, may A na. Tapos palitan mo yun 0 comma A.
Okay.
Sige nga, i-move mong parameter. Walang pwedeng 0, no? Can
Negative.
you
So,
gawin mong 0 from 0 to say 100? Gano'n? Step natin. Ayun, sige.
umakyat. Umakyat lang po siya.
Gawin na natin yung up from say 0 to 1.
Ay,
Yan, yan.
ay ba't
Anong step natin
100?
dyan? Sige nga. Sige.
Flat.
So hindi ito yung sabi ko yung solution niya nga ng ano mo kasi kanina I doubt it na yun ang solution.
Quartic.
Pero ang assumption diyan it passes through any point from 0 to 1 and in the y-axis.
By quadratic mo na. By quadratic.
Oo, by quadratic siya.
Ayun. Basta ganun.
So as you increase, nagiging yung slope. Pero what is interesting, halimbawa, gagawin mo nga 8 rather than 0, gawin mo 8. Anong itsura niya? Sa 8. So,
Oh. So, baka yung kanina mo,
yung kanina. Can you make it say mo, ano nga?
mga, ano ba, 2?
So, meaning mayroon siyang yung parang nag-mix. Ayan.
May divat. Okay. May sabi na.
Parang may siya, no? May bump.
Hindi, parang,
Interesting.
parang ano yata mo, wait lang. Para siyang, hindi ba ano yan? Hindi siya, ano na, hindi po siya absolute value. Ano talaga, may talagang bump.
But what I'm interested, hindi siya nag-follow sa slope curve, no?
O nga na.
Can, can
Hindi
you
po
make
siya
the
ganun.
yung slope curve natin, gawin natin, say, 100?
Mas
50,
marami.
hindi siya. 50 lang siya.
Ano ba isipin mo dati na siguro, wait, I need more slope curve. So, you're forced to draw yung mas marami mo. Anyway. Hindi. Hindi po siya.
Hindi rin siya eh. Hindi siya nagpa-follow. Kaya sabi ko, parang weird. Weird ang solution.
Kahit yung
Na may
kahit ito
siya.
ba ito ba mismo line?
Oo.
Hindi po, dapat itong point na to dapat parang pag ganun.
Di ba it will pass through 01? May alam na ako. May idea ako bakit. May idea ako bakit.
Sige mo.
Na bakit ganun yung solution niya. there's a theorem. I think I can share the theorem na sa'yo. There's a theorem. Saan na ba yung theorem na yun? In my notes. Ato, sulat ko siyang theorem para at least alam ko na kung bakit. Sige, let me write this theorem. Theorem. Habang naglalaro ka dyan sa ano mo, sa ODE. Existence and uniqueness of IBP. Di ba napansin mo, it will pass through 01, pero dyan, iba yung 01 mo kanina. Tama?
From nothing to parang nasa baba.
Oo. Kasi there's this theorem to tell you kailan ba nagiging unique ang solution. So, kailan siya nagiging unique yung solution? So, let me write mo ng theorem habang paglaruan mo muna dyan yung differential equations. So, dy over dx equals f of xy, y of x sub 0 equals y sub 0. Okay. If f and partial derivative of f with respect to y are continuous functions in some, let me add more paper, in some r equals xy and r squared, x in AB, y in CD, such that x sub 0, y sub 0 in R, then the IVP has a unique solution in some all right, so let me share this screen sa'yo Joshua. Let me replace. Ayan. There's this theorem kasi you're playing with an initial value theorem, initial value problem. So ito yung initial value problem natin. Ayan. So sabi natin that initial value problem will have a unique solution if the following conditions are met. Ito. Ang f mo is a continuous function. So ang question is, di ba nung ano natin, yung kaninang equation, dy over dx is equal to xy raised to 1/2, no? And x at 1/1. So ano ba? At 1/1. So, si f mo continuous, tama? Ito, yung f mo dito, ito yon. This is your f of xy. Continuous ba yan? Meaning it's just a polynomial.
Mama,
But break.
wala dapat pong anak.
Ayun. So it's continuous. Pero kunin mo ang partial derivative with respect to y. Continuous pa rin ba siya? At what particular point continuous? Tingnan mo. Kunin mo ang partial derivative with respect to y na yan. Di ba may y raised to 1/2 ka?
So, ano ba siya?
Anong mangyayari?
Negative.
Negative 1/2. Di ba? Ang power niya y is raised to negative 1/2.
2 square.
So meaning, continuous siya, hindi siya continuous saan?
0 ba? 0.
At 0. Ano pa?
At, ano ba?
May 0 ka, hindi pwede 0 kasi pupunta siya sa denominator.
Tama. Tsaka,
Ano? Square root siya kasi. So, square root of y.
negative.
Mga negative numbers. Kanina, f mo, continuous siya except sa mga negative numbers. So, okay lang kasi yung na-draw natin is ang upper half plane. Pero, when you now evaluate at y equals 0, hindi na siya magiging continuous. So in short, balik ka dun sa na-draw mo kanina. May napansin ka sa drawing mo. Can you share your screen ulit sa may GeoGebra?
Bilang mo. Ayun. Share screen replace.
Ayun. Saan yung napansin mong can you maximize mo yung nasa x-axis.
Sa x-axis mo saan?
Napansin mo yun, no? Nagko-cross yung graph mo sa 0 sa x-axis.
Hindi yata mo.
Ah.
Na-rejected po siya from ever going 0 or negative.
Pero ang y mo pwedeng 0, tama?
Tama.
Pero when you take the first derivative, pwede pa ba siya?
Hindi na makababa yung y.
Oh, pero remember kanina, anong condition na meron kang unique solution? Kailangan continuous siya, yung function mo, yung f mo is continuous at ang partial derivative of your f with respect to y. Pero tingnan mo yung function mo. Diyan, your y is 0. Napansin mo, 0 yung at 3? At
Ito
3?
dito, tsaka negative 3, tsaka 3.
Di ba? Ano yan? Ano yan? 3-0 at negative 3-0.
Tama.
So,
Ayun.
the solution will not exist there. Hindi naman. Nag-exist ang solution. Pero, the solution will not be any more unique. Meaning, meron kang 2 or more.
Oo nga naman. May dalawa po na. Magkaana pa rin.
Oo. Di ba? Cute ng cute ng idea eh.
Oo nga na.
So, in other words, sa IVP, sa initial value problem mo, hindi unique ang solution. You can have more. In this case, you have two solutions. A solution that passes at 0.5 in this case, and another solution that passes through this. Ganito yung itsura. So, kaya nga, sabi natin, bakit hindi siya sumusunod sa slope curve? Yun yung concern natin kanina eh. Ba't hindi siya sumusunod? Kasi in this case, this is a special case na wala kang unique solution sa initial value problem mo. You can have multiple in this case, at least dalawa dito sa nakikita natin.
Pero kung ito pong slope curve yung parang if it was only one, ganun ba ba?
Oh, for example, itong gagawin natin. Can you compute the same pa rin? Can you solve ODE of x squared root of y pero it passes through 0,3? I mean, gawa ka ng bago. Gawa ka ng bago. Sa baba lang.
Away na mo.
Pero sa baba niya, sa input, under input, type ka ulit yung ODE. Yan. So gawin mo 0,3. 0,5. 0,5.
Ano mo?
Ay, maganda sanang iba. You compute for another.
Ayaw mo eh.
Pwede siya actually. Pwede yan.
Oh, nagaganon mo.
Don't use the same function kasi you use the same function f.
Sige ba, sige ba.
Gawin mo siyang function letter g, for example. Yan. Gawin mo yan g. And can you replace it at 0,3? 0,3. Sorry. 0,5 pala. 0,5. Ayun. Maganda sana nag-ano siya no. Gusto natin sana i-fit yan no. Yung it will pass through the same point but in this case it passed through a different point eh. Somewhere there. Parang yun na lang yung isipin natin. Parang meaning to say there's a possibility depende naman sa pag-increment mo ng A mo na lalapit siya talaga to that value. Move mo nga konti yung A. Kaya niya ba? If ang A natin, i-move natin, increase mo konti.
Bila mo.
Depende Kung gawin natin 0.01, 0.001, I don't know.
Yan ako na po yung step. Kailangan mapalitan yung step.
Ayan. Pakontiin na nga natin. Tingnan natin. It will pass through in that same point. So yan. Sige, lapitan na natin siya.
Taas.
Pa. Konti na lang.
Hindi ba?
Meaning, there will be a tendency na mag-meet yung dalawang point na yan.
Ayun, mga ganyan.
Yan. Okay, almost. Yan. 0.002, almost. Pero, the idea is, these 2 points will meet. Kung nag-fit yung condition na to ng differential equation mo sa initial value problem na theorem, na there will be a unique solution. So dapat ang partial derivative mo with respect to y, it will be continuous. But in this case, when you take the derivative of your function na now xy raised to 1/2, kinunan mo with respect to y yung derivative. So you will have an x over 2 y squared to y. So meaning to say, when y is equal to 0, hindi na siya continuous at that point. Kasi piniling mong point dito, 3, 0 ang point. So hence, you will have multiple solution. In this case, dalawa na solution. Medyo nakuha mo ba, Joshua? Yung yung idea?
Ano ba?
Galing, di ba? Sa ngayon, ito kasi when you are, halimbawa, later magiging modeler ka, magmo-model ka with a differential equation. As much as possible, you want to check your model as much as possible would satisfy that there will always be a unique solution. Try to imagine nagmo-model ka tapos at a given initial condition, may dalawang scenario ka pala, nag-bifurcate yung dalawang mong scenario. So meaning to say, if you are to predict a solution, hindi unique yung magiging direction niya, you can have multiple. So kaya yun ang chine-check palagi. If you are to do modeling with differential equation, when will be the time na maybe yung solution mo will be 2 or more. Pero kung you can show na indeed unique yan, based from previous theorem, so confident ka to say nga, yan lang ang solution niya at wala nang iba. Especially if you have an initial set of numbers, say population sizes, as you do the model. Kung halimbawa, later maglolot ka Volterra model tayo, it's a prey-predator model. Kung may initial condition ka of ilang numbers of prey, ilang numbers of predator, tapos will it be the unique solution? So it depends on the differential equations that you are modeling. So take note mo lang yan. So in this case, you could have multiple solutions sa ganitong example. Okay, so for now, Joshua, so this is the beginning of our differential equations class. I'll send you 3 books, 3 books, all about differential equations. Pwede nang umpisang basahin, pero mas gusto ko yung book ni Nagle. So ito yung nimutan ko, 3 yung pangalan ng author. Si Nagle yung usual na ginagamit ko for my class in differential equations. So dati nung undergrad ko, gumagamit ako ng libro ni Rainville, pero obsolete ng book ni Rainville. Hindi na siya modern. So I would love you to read.
Basta
yung mas magandang model.
Hindi na po ginagamit yung models niyan.
Hindi naman siya ginagamit, kundi hindi siya angkop na yung mga numerical simulations. Wala na yung dati na yan yung kay Rainville. But well, it's classic book pa rin na ginagamit for mga ODEs like this na pwedeng manual solution. So ngayon, medyo more on numerical solutions tayo later as we build up yung knowledge natin sa differential equations. But I'll send you the books para at least may pag-uumpisahan ka ng babasahin. Alright?
Tama.
Okay. So for now, this is the end of our discussion muna.
Wow. Ganda
po. Alright. So ang sunod natin na pag-uusapan, let's talk about analytical solution of differential equations. By the way, if you have an equation usually, tanong lang naman dyan, meron ba siyang closed solution or ang tinatawag na niyan, ang term na ginagamit, analytical solution? May analytical solution ba siya? Meaning makakreate ka ng formula, y is equal to something? Or kung wala kang analytical solution, we will be doing numerical solution. So we will visualize the solution. Normally, maraming mga differential equations
Tama.
walang analytical solution. So magvi-visualize lang tayo numerically. So we'll be using some algorithms. In advance, mga algorithms na gagamitin natin, Euler algorithm or Euler method, Taylor's method, Runge-Kutta, yung pinaka-usual lang ginagamit, Runge-Kutta. Ito yung may mga packages na sa mga computer programs, R, Python, and MATLAB. So may mga packages na yan na ginagamit. Okay, so for now, this is the end of our class, Joshua.
Wow. Thank you po. Ganda po.
Wala any question so far?
Wala naman po.
So tingnan muna natin because may seminar ako on Thursday. Message lang kita kung makakaabot ako sa time to meet you on Thursday. Otherwise, pwede tayo mag-meet on Friday sa hapon.
Sige po.
All right, thank you, Joshua. Ingat.
Sige po. Ingat.
Bye.
Sige po. Bye-bye po.